Hey guys, it's Dukon1 and welcome to episode 2 of Dukonians Rising Survival. We are quite on our way to making this village into a proper place to live here, and the Dukonians have been full force in creating this awesome place. But yes, there has been a small upgrade to that little platform you guys had seen last episode. I am working on my manor house, but that's not what we're going to be doing this episode. I may or may not actually go ahead and try doing some of this in this episode, but the main focus is I'll be showing you guys that here soon enough. Seem to have some unwanted people. I can't even eat. There we go. I can eat now. That was weird. Anyways, yeah, the house is coming along quite nicely. We got a kitchen in here. The living space will be here. Nice little fireplace. Over here is the garderobe type thing. And then if you go up this like stair tower here, this is going to be a pretty grand, really nice looking in here. It leads up to the bedroom. This is where my bed's going to be against this wall. Got some big windows, and then you can come out here. And I'm planning on having a porch here. I got to fill that in. That's supposed to be a window, but we'll figure that out later. And then you have a grand porch out here where you can, where I'm going to have like a garden. Just going to look really, really beautiful out here. And overall, just super excited to see this come along and what we actually do with it. And if you come underneath here, we have this vaulted type environment where I'll have brick vaults and everything. I got a pallet picked out and everything, so I'm super, I'm not excited to get all the resources, but yeah, looking forward to getting that done. This is going to be my storage area as I am collecting resources and everything. So far, I've been putting all my resources in the communal area, but since I'm going to need very specific resources for this build, I'm going to need to keep those resources for myself for the time being until I get back into doing some stuff for the village and whatnot. But for now, I need to keep that all to myself. But this is the Dukonian banner up here. That is actually still yet to be modified. It's supposed to just be the triangle with a trunk underneath to represent our banner. But we need Secleton to do that because I'm not sure how to do that myself. But we're going to be working on the moon gate today. This is the plan. I am going to be making a, well, that's pretty much self-explanatory, a moon gate. This is a main gate, and when I think of something moon, I think of a light color, and also I think of round. So we're going to go for a French chateau type style, horseshoe towers on each side. And I may try to find somehow to incorporate some asymmetry into this, but I am going to be looking into that eventually. But for now, we're going to just go ahead and start with this. So I'll see you guys on the flip side when I figure out what exactly is going to happen here. Alrighty guys, well this is what I came up with. I realized I should have built this on camera, but I wasn't quite feeling it yet. We will be getting to more building focused episodes here coming up, but for right now, I just need to get back into it first, and then we'll decide where to go from there. I am not finished with the palette, however, so this is what we have for now, and then I'll be coming back through, adding in a proper palette and everything, and it should look nice as we continue. So the reason for this design is I did not want two horseshoe towers to make it absolutely symmetrical. I wanted there to be some asymmetry. The reason why I chose the tower on this side is because of the height of the terrain, and then also because of the angle of the road, which will be coming in at a diagonal type thing going into there. And I chose a square, flat roof style for this side because we could put the flag up here, and overall just adds some really neat dynamic there to the overall construction. So the idea of a horseshoe tower, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but it's the perfect mixture between a round tower and a square tower. The square tower provides more interior space, therefore it's the optimal tower design for if you're going to have like any type of interior inside. Not only for Minecraft, but also for practical in real life uses, they would use square towers to maximize interior space. Round towers were designed to be more defensive. They were supposed to have much thicker walls, plus the round angle when catapults or other siege weaponry would attack the walls. The roundness, or the wall, the round tower would have a better chance of deflecting those projectiles and causing for the tower to be a much more effective defensive structure on a castle. And so I'm pretty sure it was the French, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the French came up with a horseshoe tower design as a perfect in-between. But anyways, down here we have a nice little bit of interior there. We haven't actually done any interior yet, but I'm just showing you the spaces for it so far. This is where the gate's going to be. I'm going to have to figure this out, and I also need to figure out a way to make it big enough for a horse to fit through, so I have to design that at some point. Next up, we come up here, and we have a sort of defensive area here where archers can come up here along the lower side of this tower and shoot down on enemies. If you come up here, we have some fortifications. I may add some murder holes along here and make these into some proper machicolations, but we'll be getting there eventually. And then if you head up into the main sort of, I guess this would be the guard area, I don't know. But this is an area where the guards would most likely just kind of hang out, and then there's also a few arrow slits around. I'll probably add more along this wall here. And I also added this one here so that they could defend against intruders coming up those steps or whatever. But anyways, this is more like the guardhouse in here. Down below would be something of an armory. Here would just be kind of where a flag would be and just overall design features. But that's about that. But like I said, guys, hopefully I will be able to get to more building focused episodes. And in fact, I might actually do that when we get to the palette of my house over here. And I'll go ahead and try to explain the process that I go through in order to do that. But I'm still getting used to this whole getting back into making videos thing, so hang with me as I figure out a method that works best. And there has been some updates since the last I showed you guys around. So let me go show you some things. So Caligath has been making a gate here. This is the red gate. This is the east facing gate, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's east, let me check. This is north. Okay, so this is the north gate. But anyways, this is the red gate. It's not finished yet. There's still going to be some, I'm pretty sure, red concrete and some brown concrete mixed in with the design here. But so far, I think it looks really nice, and it will definitely fit. Now, the reason why we have different gates is overall, it just adds a unique kind of flavor to the town, that each gate is different and it has its own little unique look to it. So it really makes it interesting when you're exploring through the town and not just seeing the same thing everywhere. There's Kurgan, the man. Now, everyone's skin is messed up for me. I don't know why, but it is messed up there. And so we did make some expansions to the walls back here. Instead of the original idea where it came straight from the gate and down here, we have this odd bit of terrain here that we didn't want to terraform and flatten out. So instead we drug the wall up along the top of the hill, and now we're going to have a river gate there and on the other side as well. But let me go ahead and head over there really quick so that we can check out what we've done over on the east side. I'm pretty sure that's east side. And here we see this Thomas. He has been the MVP of the Dukonians. He's been doing some awesome stuff. I'm not going to say MVP. Everyone's just doing awesome stuff here. But this Thomas has been working really hard on a tree farm and other things, and it's just been an awesome addition. Not addition, he's always been a Dukonian, but just saying, he's just great. We did make this extension here, but let's get over there first before I actually start talking about it. So originally, the wall had stopped over there, right by Thomas's house. However, we still had all of this to sort of take into account. So what we had to do is extend the wall along the river's edge here, which we're going to, since there isn't much room between the wall and the river, we're probably going to just make this into gardens and things, maybe for like, wheat farms, or I don't know, we'll see what happens. This Thomas is going to be taking charge of this area for the extension to his garden and whatnot, so hopefully we can get that all sorted out. And then of course the wall is going to extend down along here, and another river gate right there. Django built a facade going into the house here. Again, we will be working on pallets and things, and so that is going to really bring this all together once I finally get to putting a pallet on the construction here. So that is that. Let me take you down to Thomas's tree farm really quick and show you how that's going. Now, before I take you down to Thomas's house, I just have to show you this. I'm hoping MythicalSausage will show you guys here soon, but this is his tower house. He is making this incredibly awesome place here where it's like has a little fortified defensive wall surrounding, and it's just freaking awesome. I love this to bits, and I hope that he'll show you guys. But MythicalSausage, fantastic content creator. Check him out in the description below. And then one more thing, Farskin's house. Farskin. I feel like I'm really murdering his name there. I'll have to really try to figure out how to pronounce that. But if you come up here, check this out, guys. He has been, wow, he's been working hard on this. Official supplier of the finest wines for the town of Queensdale. But yeah, it's just look at that. It's just so great to see the design of this and the overall, just everything coming together. It's just absolutely incredible. He's been really putting a lot of time into this and adding in gardens and vineyards around, and this is going to be a super proper manor house here around Queensdale, and I'm just, man, I'm just so excited to see where he goes with this. I mean, it is just awesome, just so awesome. He's been doing a lot of mining too. I have to say, Forsaken's, out of all of us Dukonians, is probably the richest at this point. I've just been resourcing, like, you know, general resources for my pallet and things. I actually haven't been doing too much like diamond hunting or anything, so Forsaken right now is by far the richest of us all. But really awesome to see how that's coming along, and super excited to see where we go from here. So on the flip side, I am going to be starting putting the pallet onto my house here. So don't miss out, guys, and I will be right back. Alrighty, guys, so after a good long while of collecting resources, I think I am finally ready to texture this beast here in front of us today. This thing is a huge pile of cobble, and hopefully within a few short episodes, this will be a fully textured and functional manor house. But before we get into that, I want to kind of show you the method that I'm going along in texturing. So when I am building something, I always try to have a support structure block. It sort of has a grid-like pattern, and it keeps it kind of framed in. So we'll be using polish andesite for that. You will see how I will be using that. Next, what we're going to need is contrast fade. You'll see that we have a lighter palette here and we have a darker palette here. And you need something in between in order to maintain a consistency so that it's not such a sharp contrast between the two variations of colors. And so what we have here is brick and red concrete, and together it's going to help provide that contrast. This here as well will technically be a contrast fade, but it will not be the full thing there. This is just normal stone. So these will do the contrast fade and will sort of border between. Next, what we have is the foundation palette. Usually towards the foundations of a building, you have the wetter, darker stones. And so we have orange concrete here, and we have brown concrete there. Now, what I'm going to be doing is we will always have the larger blocks towards the foundation, and then the smaller stones will be on top. It wouldn't make sense for the smaller patch stones to be below these larger stones, because this would just kind of get crushed. But you'll see how I use this later on while we are texturing. Next, what we have is the primary pallets. This is what's going to be up towards the top of the building. So along those dormers and really along the whole top here, possibly some around that little kitchen extension there. This will probably all be the darker foundation stone here. Maybe that'll be some of this mixture of lighter stones. What we have is polished granite, polished diorite, and then we have normal stone. Again, this will probably be towards the contrast fade. And then finally, we have the roof border, which is going to be spruce wood. That's what we're going to see along that roof there, that roof there. There won't really be any up there on the top, but you will be seeing a good amount of this roof border up there. And then finally, we have the chimney texture, We have 2 chimneys. We have the one there on the side and the one on the back against the porch. So there is a lot going on here when you're coming into planning the texturing of a build. You want to make sure you have a good idea of what's going to happen here. Now, I haven't figured out the whole texture of the porch yet, but I'm sure that will come eventually as we are going along. But first, what we're going to be doing is the support structure, so let's get right to that. Okay, so right here you can see where the support structure is most needed, and you'll see that we have these massive pillars here towards the base of the porch and just the general building here over the water. And so what we're going to want to do is texture that into polished andesite. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and remove those really quick, and then we'll go ahead and replace those with the andesite. So like I said, all I'm going to be doing is just removing what is here now. Like I said, these are placeholder blocks. Now the reason why I use placeholder blocks is I don't want to just go for a whole bunch of different textures and end up wasting my resources on something that I don't like. And I'm pretty certain I'm going to be happy with the palette I'm choosing here. So that's why I am using the placeholder. It's the same thing I do in creative. While some people may find this to be inefficient, it is a way that helps me to build. And so therefore, it's a method that works. And maybe it'll help somebody else out there. I don't know. But let's see where we can go from there. Now, I know that doesn't look like much right now, but trust me, once we get the rest of this palette together and we get the detail up on the porch and etc., get everything together, that's going to look great. The palette overall requires one with the other in order for it to work, because I know right now it doesn't look right. But on top of this texture being such a large block and acting really nicely as a good support pillar block, number 2, it's going to work well with the texture that we've chosen between the orange and brown concrete. So I have done a little bit of texturing on the inside here. I've been trying to develop a little bit of relief on the wall to try to get it a little bit less flat. The only problem is that I won't be able to utilize the interior space as well as I would have liked. But we're still going to work with it and find a way to maximize the interior down here without making it without using up too much of the space and destroying what we have so far. So I'm going to definitely try to make use of what we have, if that makes any sense. But I'm sure you guys will understand as we continue with this. I'm trying to best describe the methods that I'm going by here. But yeah, just give me a little bit of time. And what I'm going to be doing is the same thing I've been doing along this wall, down along this wall, and then we're going to make our way to the front. Okay guys, so there's one thing that I've been noticing that I need to figure out a solution for, is the corners of the buildings, I believe, need cornerstones in order to bring it together, because this is a lot of this block here. And so what I'm going to be doing is utilizing light gray concrete and stone bricks to create a cornerstone-like feature along all these corners, except for this one over here. That's not going to matter, but I will do it here as well, up along here, and maybe on these. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. But one way or another, this corner really needs it in order to bring it all together the way that I would like it to. So I will see you guys on the flip side once I grab the materials I need for gray dye, and then I'll go ahead and get some light gray concrete. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I have some light gray concrete here, and I'm going to start from the top because I don't want it to have an odd spacing up here. It's rather important that it maintains the solid line with the top of the roof here. So we're going to go 1 with the gray concrete, and we're going to go 3 with the stone brick. 1 with the gray concrete, and we'll come down here and do 3 with the stone brick. Concrete, 3 stone brick, concrete, stone brick. And then what I'm going to do is on each side of this, I'm going to use one stone brick like that. And it's going to create this sort of cornerstone look. The idea is that cornerstones are one of those things that pretty much hold a structure together. If you do not have cornerstones, I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard the term, like, you know, you're the cornerstone, like you are the firm foundation or whatever. Cornerstone is a term used to basically, you know, this is what holds the structure together. Otherwise, the whole thing would just implode on itself because there's no support for all of the mortar and whatnot in between. So you need to have that strong corner in order to keep it together. Now, technically we don't need a cornerstone here, but what I'm trying to portray is that this is an addition to the house, not actually part of the house. And so at one point, this whole thing would have been only one like structure. And so what we're going to do is just go ahead and remove all of that, and then we're going to implement the same thing we did for the last side, the other side, over here as well. And then that will be our cornerstone. So let me just finish this really quick. I'll be right back. And there we go. We got another cornerstone right there. And then the last corner that I'm planning on doing is on the back side over here, on this side over here, if we can ever get to it, which is right there. So we're gonna go ahead and finish that, and then we will be done with the cornerstones. So next on the list is to vault the ceilings in here, and so the method that I'm going to use is half slabs. We're going to go ahead and just do something really quick, just simple and easy like that. And I'm pretty sure, please work. It doesn't work, but we'll have to figure that out up above, and we're going to be doing that. So I think up above, I might have to use some kind of half slab technique or something of that nature to actually fit that in properly. But yes, all the vaults are going to be as follows, and I need to, like this right here will be just a little bit different. We'll probably just go ahead and, well, anyways, I'll be right back and go ahead and finish this up, and then you guys will see exactly what I mean. We'll go ahead and vault all these really quick. So I just wanted to tell you guys really quick, sometimes you will meet situations where it's just kind of impossible to make it perfect. And so what I had to settle with is do a normal 3x3 vault, and then I had to do just whatever this is right here in order to continue it, because we had this odd space here and it had to be filled in somehow using the vault method. And so this is what I had to come up with, and there's really no way around it in my opinion. So like I said, you will have times where it's going to be like that. It's going to be imperfect, but you just got to keep going, and hopefully nobody notices or something like that. Okay, so here we are. The vaults that I'm going to be doing is using, of course, brick, and we're using the red fade contrast as the in-between block. Now, what we're going to be doing here is quickly changing these over to brick. Unfortunately, I only have 3, but oh wait, I have half slab. There we go, easy enough. But yeah, as you can see, we'll just be easily doing that, and then we're going to take the bricks just like so, and the same thing over here. We just want this to be a solid vaulted undercroft pretty much. We don't want it to look, fragile. This is supposed to be a pretty strong construction, but so by doing what we're doing here, it'll really help bring that intention quite clear. So I'll go ahead and finish all of this really quick, and then we will go on to the next thing. Okay, so now that we are more or less finished the vaults in here, now what I need to do is start working on the foundation texture. We're going to be using the brown and orange concrete, which are this block and this block. And those two combined will create a nice little contrast palette between the brick and whatever, it'll be a good contrast palette. We'll just stick with that. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and change all of this and all of this and all of this over really quick, and then we'll come back and talk about what we did here. All right, so this is what I have so far. We've been working on the undercroft here, been adding in a little bit of that mixture of stone here. I've worked on the stable as well, and then also I have added this mixture of stone here, but just under the porch, like the block that's flush with the porch. That's as far up as we're going to go here on the front. The rest is going to be the lighter stone. And then I'm going to drag that around here, right around there, maybe everything underneath that stone brick there. Also everything here along the bottom. Eventually I'm going to come back through here and really texture all this out, but that is not yet. And then in terms of the, whatever this is, the patio out here, the dock, whatever you want to call it, I will have to figure out a texture for that. I don't know if I want to just follow this same thing here, definitely don't want to use gravel. It needs to be some kind of mortared stone or some kind of just stone in general so that the water doesn't just wash it away. So we'll have to figure that out. But in any case, let me go ahead and get this finished really quick, and that will be done. Alrighty guys, well that's pretty much all I wanted to do for this episode today, was complete the foundation palette, and we will be getting to the rest of this for the next episode. But for right now, I would say this looks pretty alright. We still got to put some more there, but I can do that off camera, no big deal. And I'll just show you guys a quick little recap what we have done. You'll see right here I've added in a little bit of contrast using the stone brick as the archway there to sort of have a little bit of, well, enough said, contrast. Now this is actually underneath the poop chute. This is actually going to be the poop chute, so I'm going to have to figure out how to kind of hide that. Probably use some trapdoors and things to make it a little bit more hidden. But this is where the garderobe for the house is, right about there. And if you head down this way, this is all, again, like you guys have seen, the arch top, sort of vaulted ceilings. And then as we go around, there's more sort of like just the different types of textures and things, just to bring it all together. And we will be figuring out a way to make this all work up top. It's all going to look splentastic once we're done with it. And I will have to figure out something for that. I do realize that the texture is a little bit off-putting with all this dark down here, and then you have this light stone brick. So we'll have to maybe figure out an alternative for that as we continue construction here. Now for here, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. I do realize there needs to be some depth and whatnot in this construction. There will be. Right now this is kind of just there, and then as we continue, I will figure out ways to add in some more depth. Probably using like little trap doors and things to make like maybe a little tool closet here, or I don't know. Probably make a little roof over this whole thing here. Just, you know, there's a lot of different possibilities. So as we continue the build, we will discover new ways to make it all come together. But before we end the episode, there's actually some things I want to show you. Alrighty, so before we end the episode today, I just wanted to take you guys on a quick little tour of the updates here on Queensdale. First of all, we got a few little row houses being planned here, and we have another small house right here. Definitely a big difference from, well, that over there. But if we come inside here, this is a theater that Calagath and Kurgon have been working on. This will be where the productions will take place. I'm sure we'll have some events here on the server at some point. And there are a few more things outside of town, so let me go show you guys that. So here coming up on Fairskins Place, this is has been seeing some, well, some additions here of late. He's built a barn back here, not a barn, a stable back here, which absolutely is stunning. I love this design. Check this roof out. That is just absolutely insane. I love that to bits. I mean, holy cow, that's awesome. But yeah, Farskin has been just doing some really awesome work through here, and I'm really excited to see what else he comes up with. But seriously, the Dukonians are just wrecking house in here. Just really, really happy and very proud of my fellow countrymen as we settle here in this new land. But there is a little bit more to show. So up here is going to be a windmill at some point. It's still in construction. There's still a good bit that needs to be done. Obviously, it's just a foundation as of yet, but it's on the top of a small hill overlooking all of our fields and whatnot down there, and it has a great view over the town here. In fact, let's go up to Sausage's tower, and I'll show you guys what Queensdale looks like from a skyline view. So here, guys, you can see a great view over Queensdale from atop MythicalSausage's wizardly tower of awesomeness. But yeah, this is really coming along. I know there's a lot of unfinished things in there right now, but trust me, within just a few short weeks, this thing is going to be absolutely beautiful. We're going to have surrounding farms and just all kinds of crazy things to really bring this all together. Just to think, like, where we started on this, like, literally there was nothing here. There was a desert village here, actually, and now we have this, and just in a few short weeks, like I said, this is going to be done. Thomas is down there working on his garden, and just so much more going on. So that is just awesome. But with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for more. There is a limited availability for people that may join this server at this point. We don't really want to super overcrowd the server, and we will be stepping up the application process, so it's going to be a little bit more strict. So if you want to join, you can go ahead and contact me or KingOlight on Discord, and we will decide from there and follow you up on the process that you would have to follow in order to join the server and be with us. So that being said, like I said, limited availability at this point, but there's still a possibility. With that said, like 10 times already, hope you all have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Till then, bye-bye.